With the 15th pick and with the 26th pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, the Washington Redskins select Dwayne Haskins, Montez Sweat.
Welcome, all my fellow Redskin brethren and sister. I am your man and resident Redskins fan, Lou. Thank you for joining me here on the Redskins Report. Quickly, just wanted to ask you one simple question, man. With the Antonio Brown saga going on in Oakland and him asking for his subsequent release after the Raiders yet again find him, which they should have, and I talked about this on my podcast, I am not absolving Antonio Brown of anything. If I'm the Raiders, I would have cut his ass after the shouting match with Mike Mayock when he came up to the facility and disrespected my GM in front of the players. His ass was done then. But that's nor here nor there. The Raiders tried to make amends. Antonio Brown came up and gave a heartfelt apology. That apology came after his agent sat his ass down and said, bruh, look, if you want to get paid this year, you need to go and apologize. Do whatever the hell you need to do to make it right. Because if you don't, and they suspend you for week 1, you're not guaranteed a single dime. So how about you go up there and you apologize, you make this shit right, and you find a way to play in week 1. And then after that, we can talk. But you need to be on that roster for week 1. Well, he came up, he apologized, and the Raiders said, hey, that's cool, and we appreciate the gesture, but we still got to fine your ass for the shenanigans you pulled yesterday. And he thought he wasn't going to get fined again, so he got pissed off and did what A.B. always does, and he takes to social media to air out his grievances like a damn 12-year-old, instead of acting like a grown man and going up to them and saying, hey, this is the situation. All right, let's do this. Let's fix this and let's move forward. He continues to act immature, but that's no here nor there. I talked about it on the podcast. All right, doesn't matter how immature you are. If you're talented, the NFL turns a blind eye, which leads me to my only question I got for you today. And it's simple. I just want to hear from you guys in the comment section. All right, leave it down below. Should the Redskins sign Antonio Brown? Should he be granted his release in Oakland? I think it's coming. I think it's imminent because they haven't paid him 1 red cent, nor will they have to pay him. All right, they're going to get out of this thing without having paid Antonio Brown a single dime when it's all said and done. He was supposed to get $1 million for 2 separate bonuses for being at different practices, off-season OTAs, camp, that sort of thing. He didn't meet the requirements, so they didn't have to pay him for that. And now he's not going to get his salary for the season, the $14 million plus he was supposed to get in base for being on the roster and guarantees. Not going to get that. And not going to see the $29 million, the additional $15 that was going to come in guarantees from signing the contract. The Raiders are going to get out of this thing without paying him anything, and rightfully so. He's been an ass since the day they signed him. And so if I'm the Raiders, I want out of this thing, and I want out of it now. All right, you still have a season in front of you. Don't allow this guy to sabotage your entire season. That being said, I said all of that. So you already know how I feel. But I want to ask you, we don't have a number 1 wide receiver, okay? We have not a single guy on our football team that resembles a number 1 wide receiver. I don't think any of the guys that we have right now can be a number 1 this season. Maybe in the future, someone will grow into that role. But right now, as it stands, we don't have a single number 1 wide receiver on our roster. You could argue we don't even have a number 2. All right. And sometimes there's something to be said about walking into a season with 22 twos. We don't even know if we got one of those. All right. Right now, the best we have is a 3rd option and Paul Richardson. So I'm just saying. So I'm just posing this question to you. Really simple. You already know what I'm about to ask. Should the Redskins sign Antonio Brown? Should he be released by the Oakland Raiders? All right, it's a pretty simple question. It's straightforward. What do you guys think? The only reason I even come to you with this because we've done this song and dance before in the offseason when he was potentially on the market when he was still a Pittsburgh Steeler, and it looked like the Steelers were going to have to trade him, and they ultimately did. We had this conversation then, and I asked the same question, and the Redskins went after him. Okay, remember, Daniel Snyder went after him. He went after C.J. Mosley. He went after Golden Tate. He went after these guys in the offseason. This was not another Redskin ho-hum offseason. We landed Landon Collins, but Daniel Snyder, old Danny boy, wanted C.J. Mosley. He wanted Antonio Brown. He wanted Golden Tate. They just lost out in all of those sweepstakes. Okay? So I go back to my original question. Or I'm going to ask two questions. How about that? I'll ask two questions. Do you think the Redskins will attempt to sign him? That's one question. And a separate question. Do you think the Redskins should sign Antonio Brown and make him a Washington Redskin? You already know my answer, so I don't need to give it. You know how I feel about him. I've told anybody that would listen before he got traded from the Steelers to the Oakland Raiders that this guy's a head case. He's crazy. I've said it on my podcast. I talked about it again on this latest podcast episode. So you already know how I feel. But I'm asking you, all right, what should the Redskins do? What will the Redskins do? What would you do? All right, what should the Redskins do? But what, more importantly, what would you do? Do you think that's a good idea for the Washington Redskins? You already know my answer. All right, I am a Redskins fan, etched in burgundy and gold. My Redskins spirit will never die. Redskins spirit will never fold. Until we meet again, hail to our beloved Washington Redskins. Just got a couple more items and we're out of here quickly. Make sure that you check out my video. If you haven't already done so, check out my video for the LG dual screen phone that I posted on either Twitter or on YouTube. I'll drop the link in the description of this video so that you can go check it out. I'm just asking for your support. 3 minutes of your time. Check out the video, like it, comment at the bottom of the video. And again, I'm going to run through all those comments and respond to them. So if you would, please help a brother out. Got a little bit of a promotion thing going on, and I would love it if you guys would support me. So please check out the video. Again, I'm going to leave the link down in the description so you can check it out. And again, all I'm asking for is 3 minutes of your time. So with that being said, can't wait to watch the game tomorrow. We've talked about it all week, and now it's going to be upon us here in the next 24 hours. Can't wait. Bart Scott, can't wait. Directly after that video, you know where to find me. R3, Redskins Rapid React, directly after the game has met its conclusion. We'll chop it up for about 10 minutes and talk about the game quickly. We won't get into, the really fine details of the game. We'll save that for Monday's episode of Redskins Nightly News. However, we will talk about some quick takeaways from the game on the R3. So I'm your man, Louie T, signing off. Remember, if it's not your man T, it's not the best NFL coverage it could be. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the Louie T Network if you haven't already done so, and leave the comment in the comment section. I can't wait to read what you guys have to say. I think the Redskins are building something here. A guy like Antonio Brown could tear it down, but hey, the guy's talented. I've talked about it before. Check out the newest episode of the Louie T Network podcast, okay? Episode 57 is available, and it's up, and it's available on every single platform you could think of. It's on Google Music Play. It's on Apple Podcasts. It's on TuneIn. It's on Stitcher. It's on Spotify. Wherever you can get it, and LouieTNetwork.net, also there as well. So I'm your man, Louie T, signing off. Until tomorrow, you guys enjoy your rest of your weekend. Enjoy this college football. Got some big games this week. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one.